of flying machines.
When I come in here, the very first thing I'm aware of is a male figure. He's kind of like, you know, if he was here, for example, he'd probably stand here and then look out,
right,
and hide. So he's hiding.
Do you
himself.
see him? Can you describe what he looks like? What era is he from?
He's World War II, and he is. The symbol they're putting in my head is the swastika. They're putting in a German symbol. And very much almost like you know those old scratchy German tunes you used to hear from World War II? That's audible for me. So they're telling me that he was connected in some way to the other side. So he's not, and that's possibly why he's hiding. Now it's getting clear that it's like a brownie uniform, or maybe it's like a, what do you call them, boiler suits. Not that I'm very familiar with them, but like a boiler suit. He's flitting between that but I can see the wings of the RAF. It's very odd. So he's flitting between that and almost this Germanic look, almost with the armband with it. Do you know what I mean? He's flitting between the two.
Any name with him?
Not at the moment. I get the word, and it's screeched at me, not by him, but by whoever's helping me here. And the word that's been screeched at me is thief. And he's, it's very odd. I'd like to go over, because he's mainly over here, behind the tail of this aircraft. But it's almost like the hiding effect was from here. So he would come from here and look round. That's essentially what, when I first saw him, I would put money on him being a spy. I would put money on him gathering information by blending in. It's almost like it's not a double agent, because I don't think he was working for them as well. I think he was solely working for the German side.
Okay.
Is it Dresden he came from? Is that Czechoslovakia, I think?
No idea.
You said he was spying. Is he in effect spying on us now?
It sounds quite possible that that's what he's doing.
A name with him yet?
It sounds like a pope. It's like August or Augustine or something like that. It's like a pope's name. I'm actually getting him being hung, so his neck is cocked to one side, and I can see the burn around his neck. I mean, intellectually, that would say to me he was caught and up.
How old is he showing himself?
He's presenting as about maybe late 20s, early 30s. And I know it's easy to go for the 1940s, because that's when the war was. But they show me 1947 when he died.
Is he the only one in this particular space at the moment?
No, there's not. There's someone over by that helicopter as well.
This one here?
Yeah, there's someone defending this helicopter for some reason. I don't know. It's almost like they're kind of like, if you were coming towards me, it's like, like British Bulldog. They'd be like in front of you, because they don't want you near it. They don't want you to touch the helicopter, which I'm clearly doing.
Who is that then? Who's doing that?
He's very. It's almost like in his mind, it's in a constant state of readiness, like it's constantly there to rescue.
Do we have an idea of his connection to the aircraft, with a rank or a role within the aeroplane?
He seems senior to me, so I would think he would be a pilot, probably like a lieutenant or a lieutenant commander, because obviously
But why is he so protective of it?
It is like he's never left it. He sticks to it. And I doubt if like the other one, I think moves around. I think this one doesn't leave its side.
Any name with him, or a description of what he looks like?
He's quite, I wouldn't say he's fat, but he's well built. He's not thin. There is a name associated with him, which is Bartholomew, and I don't know if that's a surname or a Christian name. Okay. So it's either or.
Date when he died, or around the period that he died?
It seems quite recent, really. I wouldn't think this one's too old.
And did he die with illness?
No, he doesn't. It doesn't feel to me as if he died with the helicopter. It feels as if he died. He probably even just died of a stroke or a heart attack. But just felt so connected to the helicopter. So just natural
causes, and he's just come back here to where the helicopter is.
The word they're giving me is glory. So I guess whatever this helicopter has done in its past, it sticks out in his mind as being one of the biggest rescues he's ever done. So I kind of hope that,
Can you ask him to do something around here?
I can do, I can ask him.
Okay.
If there's any Astros present near this helicopter, could you please show us you're here? Please show us, make a sound. I heard something.
Did you not hear that?
It was like a tap,
It
wasn't
was two very faint taps that seemed to come from in there.
Did you hear it, John?
Right. Come and ask again.
If that was you, could you please do it again?
There's a lot of background noise at the moment, isn't there?
I really did hear a real faint, and you heard it as well, a real faint bump bump in the helicopter. That's really weird. So there's two spirits in here. We're talking about the spy and the gentleman, we'll call him Bartholomew for now, associated with this. Should we move on?
Yep.
Amazingly, David had identified two of the figures that are thought to still roam Hangar 1. One a hero of a Falklands War rescue, the other a figure who was shamefully shrouded in espionage and whose treacherous ways eventually saw him executed by the very people he'd once worked for. As we moved on further, I decided David should try psychometry to make use of the many mechanical exhibits that lay close at hand.
Can you see what you pick up from this particular engine here?
A child crying, a little girl crying, is about 5, maybe 5 years old. It's quite horrific. I can see the bottom of a woman's legs.
Right, okay.
So it's quite horrible, and I think my right arm, my right hand feels stuck to it. It won't come off. My right hand feels stuck to it, and it won't come out.
Meaning what? Somebody's hand got stuck in the engine?
But
That's awful.
what I'm saying is just my hand.
Any idea, of the person that would have flown this particular plane? Can you get that?
No, it's all like a burning mass of fire,
Okay.
I think I'm not even sure if they survived. They might have even survived it.
They might have survived.
Yeah.
Okay.
It does seem as if they survived, which seems a bit odd.
Unbelievably, David had pinpointed one very notable event, and one that has a living witness. This exact engine came from the plane that crashed onto a family home several decades ago and killed a mother. That lady's daughter, then just a child, lost a hand in the accident and only recently visited this museum for a frightening recollection of that fateful day. And this privileged and personal information wasn't known to any of our crew beforehand. So would David be able to feel anything from a second engine nearby?
Put your hands on this one.
This immediately said trainee to me.
Okay.
He died in training, so he never got to fight. I don't see any gallantry, I don't see feel. And I think that may have been a problem for him. He's saying it wasn't my fault, so he's not to blame.
Aww.
It's actually really quite disturbing, to be honest. It's quite sad. There's images of him being dragged out of... That's a lie, actually. Bits of him being dragged out of the mud. That's so the whole thing went up. The whole thing exploded. It's just very sad, very sad. Sorry, I'm having a moment.
You are, aren't you?
Yeah.
You all right?
Yeah, I'll get it together once I just get him to step back a bit. Edward.
Okay. Do you get a date when he died, when this happened?